We have here x plus 2 all over x plus 1, x minus 1. So we're going to find the partial fractional decomposition for this question. So here again, we want to make sure our denominator is factored, in which it is, and then we're going to write one partial fraction for each of our factors. So we have two factors here. We have x plus 1, we have x minus 1, but we do not know our numerator. That would be the unknown. So we're going to label that as A and B. So then what we're going to do is multiply both sides by the LCD. Okay, multiply both sides by the LCD. You don't have to write this part out. Let me write it out just for the sake of having a little bit of space. Our LCD is x plus 1, x minus 1. So we're going to multiply both sides, all terms, by the LCD. So then we have on the left hand side x plus 2 equals to the right hand side, the x plus 1's cancel out. We have a times x minus 1 plus the second term, the x minus 1's cancel out. We have b times x plus 1. Now let's find a and b. Now we can use substituting the roots, or finding the zeros. And the way that you can do that is take those factors that we found that we're using for the LCD, set it equal to 0, and then solving for x. So what this is saying, x, we can say x is equal to -1, because if we plug -1 in, it's going to cancel out one of the variables. Second one, we have x is equal to +1. It's going to cancel out one of the variables. So we're able to find each of those. When I say each, A and B. So when x is -1, let's plug -1 into the equation. We have -1 plus 2 is equal to A times -1 minus 1 plus B times -1 plus 1. We know the B variable is going to cancel out. We have 1 is equal to A times -1 minus 1, that's -2A. Solving for A, we have A is equal to -1/2. Second equation, x is equal to 1, or finding that value there. So plug 1 in. We have 1 plus 2 is equal to A times 1 minus 1 plus B times 1 plus 1. The A is going to cancel out. We have 3 is equal to 2B. Therefore, B is equal to 2. 3, not just 2, but 3 over 2. So our coefficients, as we go back here, we're saying A is -1 over 2 all over x plus 1, plus we said B is 3 over 2 all over x minus 1. That will be our coefficient. Now we can rewrite this, because I really don't want to leave this as a complex fraction in a sense. We can write this as, because you're saying here, oh, let me just say this. You can write this as -1 over 2 times x plus 1 plus 3 over 2 times x minus 1. We can write it as such because what you're saying here is you're taking the negative 1/2 and timesing that to the 1 over x plus 1. Both answers are fine. I just want you to understand that if you're doing some book work and your answer is written without the fraction in the numerator as such, then this is what you will have to do. Okay. And let me say because so that you understand, you're saying negative 1/2 times 1 over x plus 1. That's negative 1 over 2 times x plus 1. So that's why you may see your solutions written without the fraction completely in the numerator or your numerators.